Dim Lights and Stiff Drinks, the dive bars of Seattle, is proud to be sponsored by the Stedman Group.
The Stedman Group is a local independent business that owns and operates Targey's Tavern, profiled here in Season 1, Episode 9, The Pogie, Season 2, Episode 12, the Duval Tavern in Duval, and Larry's Tavern in West Seattle.
All of us here at the podcast are pretty tough critics when it comes to how the local dive bars are being run, and we have always been extremely impressed with all the dive bars owned by the Stedmans. This is because all drinking establishments, especially those that have been around for a while, each have their own unique character and charm, and it's obvious when you walk into a Stedman's bar that you are devoted to maintaining that tradition. And for that, we raise our glasses and cheers.
The Stedman Group, committed to preserving the legacy of dive bars throughout the Puget Sound region.
Hello, and welcome to Dim Lights and Stiff Drinks, the dive bars of Seattle. This is the podcast of dingy watering holes, dive bars, and drinking establishments. But we don't come to you from the confines of some comfy studio. No,
we come to you from the couch tonight.
coming to you live, actually from the couch, and we're got a lot to talk about. But as with me as always is Dim Lights and Stiff Drinks crew. To my left here, Sweet MF and Lou.
Happy to be here. This is amazing. This is a new bar for us in that we like those historic things with grit under their fingernails. This place smells like a new car, and it's amazing. It's brand new.
Like a new car.
Just opened up 2 weeks ago.
Okay. And to my right, noted historian and author Brad the Stash Panda.
Hello, everybody.
With me as always, with this crew as always, is producer extraordinaire, Bob Drumley. I'm getting to that. Tonight, we're recording to you live from Baba Yaga in Pioneer Square. It's around the corner from a bunch of the various dive bars that we've recorded at different episodes at. We're spitting distance from...
The Meyer, Avout's bar, is literally right next to us.
Yeah.
So, Baba Yaga, a little different from the typical dive bar that we've got on the podcast, and we're going to talk a little bit about how this kind of differs from our typical fare, which is actually pretty cool, but some similarities and some differences in places we've been before. But Brad, you want to tell us a little bit about the history of the Baba Yaga?
Yeah, we're in a historic building in Pioneer Square, so it meets our criteria for historic drinking establishment. It's not a dive bar.
It's a little spanking new.
It's kind of brand spanking new, so it's a little outside our usual purview as far as like the kind of places we usually go to. But it's got the history. It's got the grit. It's got the stories in it. So we're invited to come here tonight.
It is kind of funny that we kind of consider this a young baby bar.
It literally is an infant. He was born 2 weeks ago.
Well, its current version is, but it's far from an infant.
Right. It's got some pretty good history.
This place goes back, 100 plus years.
Even with that history, it's a little on the younger side for some of the places we've been in Pioneer Square.
Yeah.
It is a baby.
Well, okay, so the building we're in was built in 1895.
After the Seattle fire?
Yeah, it was one of those post-Seattle fire brick buildings that were built, soon after the fire. This building originally had 4 stories. And we're going to get into why it currently does not have 4 stories. But it originally had 4 stories with a commercial level at the ground level, which of course is all that basically remains of this building at this point, at least the part of the building we're in. The building was originally known as the Hotel Interurban, as it was near the original Interurban. Oh, and joining us tonight is a special guest who's a friend of the show, who's been on our podcast, a couple times before, Lloyd Gregory, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming back to Pioneer Square. I try to show up when you guys are down here and add a little color to your commentary.
Thank you for setting this up.
Last time we were at Meyer, you remember you came out during Pioneer Square Fest one year?
I remember that.
And
do you remember it, Greg?
Merchants Cafe.
Do you remember it, Lloyd?
That's right.
Yeah, I do.
Bits and
but
pieces of it, maybe?
Mostly from what I was told. That was a good time. And to have you here at Baba Yaga. The grand opening was recently. They wanted to be here for Pioneer Square Fest this year, but it took them a little while. But you can see their hard work paid off. It's a fern bar.
Yeah.
Now it's a classic rock fern bar.
When did they open exactly? Was it literally like
It
just
was
a couple
like
weeks ago?
September 18th kind of thing.
So within the past month.
Yeah.
So they literally just opened. Well,
Aw.
you've almost become kind of like
Baby
bar.
bar.
unofficial mayor of Pioneer Square. I feel like.
No,
Like you got
that's
your-
what they call-
Lloyd, I will forever envision you as the Prince of Pioneer
The
Square.
Prince. There you go.
Yeah.
I did have a outfit for a while there that Keith gave me, a Renaissance Fair cloak that
Nice.
I
So
did
you're the
like to
wizard
wear.
of Pioneer Square?
I was the prince. Yeah, I was like the pauper.
I think he wears a few hats.
Make
Yeah.
up your
Prince,
mind.
wizard,
Prince or
mayor.
wizard? Come on.
I don't know.
Can't be both.
I can do it all. But I try to do as little as possible on Mondays.
Like a true wizard or a true prince. That's right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go over the history of this place, and Lloyd here, the mayor / prince / wizard of Pioneer Square, he's going to fill in like a few of the gaps that I've got. But yeah, this building was originally known as the Hotel Interurban, and that's because the Interurban was what, like a block away? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
the Interurban building is on the corner. It's on Yesler and Occidental. We're on Occidental Avenue.
Yeah.
And the corner, we're Baba Yaga's corner of Occidental and Washington.
Right.
The Interurban building is on the corner of Yesler and Occidental.
Right.
And why is the Interurban so important? It's got several lion heads. It's one of the most remarkable Richardsonian Romanesque buildings in the neighborhood. It was built by Joseph Parker, I think his name was. He built a lot of the buildings down here. So Interurban's a big deal, and we were just talking about how it was like the original light rail.
It was the
between
OG
here and
light rail,
Tacoma
yep.
and
North-south.
Everett. Yeah.
Well, and like up where I live up north, I mean, it pretty much closely follows the original interurban line.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how, like you said, things come around.
Yeah.
So this was originally known as the Hotel Interurban. Going through the ads from the early days, so a lot of quack doctors operated out of some of the rooms of the Hotel Interurban. They would just
Smeckler's
rent a
powder.
room and set up their practice in like a hotel room. And they put up some like crazy ads. So I was looking through some of the ads in there, and it was like some crazy stuff. One in particular was known as Dr. Liebig, who offered his own cure-all medicine known as Dr. Liebig's Invigoration, which promised to cure, quote-unquote, the worst cases of lost vigor, nerve disorders, and all other effects of dissipation.
That's
So
a
it was cocaine.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it was cocaine.
20th century Viagra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was a special blend of cocaine. It might have
Yeah.
been
Lack
like,
of vigor.
Just right.
yeah.
It had some Pfizer in it.
It
All right.
restored your vigor. How would one know if you like lost your vigor? What do you think the signs are? Where you're
Impotence?
like, I lost my vigor.
General malaise.
Malaise.
Yeah.
So Lou's just going with straight for the sexual aspect of it. Right?
Yes, sir. He's a doctor, right? He's not a psychiatrist.
I don't know you lost it until you find it again.
So,
Like,
so
guess
you
so.
set up this doctor's business in the building here, and you're selling just this vigor reducing tonic.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot of space. That's great. Maybe a little closet for your inventory. And do you have to take appointments if you want to come buy this tonic?
well,
or you
what
just
else
show
was
up,
in
say,
the
"Give me a
neighborhood at the
bottle."
time?
Well, in another room there was the Yokohama Medical Institute, operated one of the rooms, and they sold Vital Sparks, which was a mystic oriental potion guaranteed to restore vitality. Again,
Guaranteed.
go.
Oh, I like the
Cocaine.
sound of that.
yeah.
I like the sound of guaranteed.
Yeah. And this was from the era, like when cocaine was legal. Like you could just go to the pharmacy and buy cocaine tonics and.
So it was like laudanum and
Yeah.
which is basically opium and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were simpler times.
Simpler times. Yes, you just go in the pharmacy, and sometimes all of them would be included in one tonic. You get opium, cocaine, and
Yeah.
all in one.
So if you're walking into the building here and you happen to pass by somebody else who's walking out of the building, do you ask them, say, yo, hey man, which one of these tonics is like really good?
My vigor's a little down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for a guaranteed tonic. You know what I'm saying?
I'm feeling some dissipation. Which room should I go to?
Yeah.